we're gonna finish the first draft of a novel. The books that I got, I was shocked. Neil Patrick Harris is Peter Parker. I was in the zone, but it's done. The moment has arrived. It's happening. My background is so overexposed right now. Hang on, like a little bit. There we go. This is a very special weekend and I am very excited to share it with you. Before we go any further, hi, hello, my name is Taylor. I am an aspiring screenwriter, playwright, novelist. I really love writing. I also love random things like theater and yo-yos. And this weekend, we're gonna finish the first draft of a novel. That is truly a surreal thing to say. This has been a goal of mine since the beginning of the year. It was a resolution, if you will. I was planning to finish a novel this year, but this is not the novel that I was planning to finish because I ended up starting this in February. This novel was such a curveball. I had the idea for a couple of years bouncing around in my head, but I wasn't expecting to just go ahead and do it. And here we are. So it's now the end of July and I have never fallen in love with a set of characters as much as I've fallen in love with these characters in terms of my writing. There are plenty of characters by plenty of genius authors and screenwriters and showrunners who you know, obviously they get first prize, but in terms of my own writing, this process has felt so smooth. It has felt very natural. It has felt like, you know, I've been getting to know these characters and their world more than I was creating them at times. And so this has been such a fun process, and I now have half a chapter and the epilogue, and it's done. The first draft is done. So I am very excited to take you along this weekend as we work on finishing the draft. Still getting used to saying that. It's gonna be a very bookish weekend, a very literary weekend, very much a reading, writing weekend. We are gonna do some book shopping. Today we are doing some consignment secondhand book shopping that I am very excited about. And we're gonna finish a draft. We're gonna finish a first draft. I started my morning with some writing on the other project I'm working on, which is a science fiction fantasy project, and as I say that, I realize that I didn't even tell you what draft we're finishing. This weekend we are going to be finishing up the first draft for a YA Rivals to Lovers contemporary romance novel. This is my first ever romance that I've written, and honestly it was really fun. It was really fun when I was also doing like heavy science fiction world building, like everything's gonna like go to crud, and having a romance book while working on a much heavier project has been a lot of fun. It's been just a great process overall. I've definitely had my ups and downs with it. I've had roadblocks. There's a lot that I want to change going into the second draft, but this has been a very enjoyable project. So that is what we are working on this weekend, but before we get to any more writing or reading, I need to go figure out how to descale this poor tea kettle. I had a stovetop tea kettle and it got really rusted and kind of not great, and so it basically like burned every time that I tried to make tea. So I got this new plug-in electric one, but it requires lime scale descaling, so I need to go do that. Should be simple, water and vinegar, but then we will do some writing and some book shopping, and I'm excited to take you along for the ride. So let's go. Let's go do this. Okay, we're gonna finish a draft of a novel this weekend. I'm rambling. Let's get to the next clip. I am so sorry about this. Alright, I am back from the book sale, and if you notice I'm in a different outfit, I literally had to do an outfit change. I was so drenched in sweat. There was so many people, it was kind of chaotic, but at the same time it was great. And when I tell you that I got a haul, wait until you see what I got for $25. Okay, no, it's not all books. Yes, I got DVDs too, and we're gonna start with those because they're at the top of the bag. So first up, I got the special edition of the Spider-Man new animated series. Neil Patrick Harris is Peter Parker. Okay, this is gonna be fun. And ready for this? I got the Star Wars trilogy. So it's got A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi, all in one box set. Boom. The third and final DVD that I got was season 1 of Mad Men. I have heard very good things about Mad Men. I'm pretty sure this had Abigail Spencer, and I've heard that it's pretty similar to Suits, about 1960 New York, and it looks like fun. So I got the first season of Mad Men. Now it's time for the books. The books that I got, I was shocked. I was surprised. I'll go in order in the bag, I guess. Oh, this one got bent. Okay, that's okay. It's okay. All right. So the first book that I got was 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I've been wanting to read this for a bit. I read 1984 this year by George Orwell, the original book that this is based off of, and I've been wanting to read a Haruki Murakami book. So the fact that I got this, I was very excited. It is a thick book. It's like 1,200 pages long. Okay, did not realize that, but I don't know how I didn't. It's thick. It's thick for a reason. Second book. When I tell you that my jaw dropped. Babel by R.F. Kuang. I have been wanting to read one of R.F. Kuang's books for a while, so the fact that I found Babel, which is one of the ones that's been at the top of my TBR list, especially in terms of wanting to read her books, I am so excited to read this. I will be reading this very soon, probably in September, looking at my August TBR that my dog just picked out. So very, very excited for this. Probably one of my favorite finds. Next up, total wild card, totally was not expecting to find a box set from TCG of Angels in America, which probably sounds like total gibberish if you're not into theater, but this is a 2-part play by Tony Kushner that was revived a couple years ago, like 2017, 2018, somewhere's in there. This play is a real big deal in the theater world. It won the 1993 Pulitzer Prize for Drama, or at least part 1 did. It is a 2-part play, and now I can read it. Now I am excited to read it. And it came in this lovely little box here. Next up, I've been really back and forth on whether or not I wanted to read this, but I finally decided I'm going to. I know I'm finally gonna read The Maze Runner. This feels long overdue, but I'm gonna read it. I think the final push was when I incorporated it into the draft that I'm about to finish this weekend. I don't know if I'm even allowed to use that, but at least it's in the character building that some of the characters in my book have read The Maze Runner, so I was like, well, now I have to read it. Now, the last 2 books go together. This series has been on my TBR. I keep seeing it in stores and such, and I am very interested in reading it and very, very excited to read Uragan by Christopher Paoloni. And there's more. Boom. Brissinger. Brissinger. I don't know how to pronounce words. So those two go together. I have been getting very much into science fiction over the past couple years, and with that has come a growing interest in fantasy. So that is the $25 secondhand consignment book haul. I am very, very pleased with my findings. I am very, very excited to read all of these books and to watch all of these things, and so fortunate that I was able to get all of them. And now I suppose we should do some writing. Let's go work on this novel draft. Okay, so update. I just finished drafting the last chapter. We still have the epilogue, but the last chapter is done. My brain's already kind of spinning with ways I want to adjust it and revise it and stuff, but I'm trying to save that for the revision phase. The important thing right now is, in terms of a first draft attitude, that we have words on a page. Last chapter's done. I ended up working through the 5-minute break of the Pomodoro sprint, and then the next Pomodoro sprint started. I was in the zone, but it's done. So we're that much closer to finishing the draft. We just have the epilogue. But first, let's take a little smoothie break. Muffins have been baked, finished reading Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol, left a review on Goodreads, spent some time organizing both my physical and digital libraries, and now we might work on the epilogue. It was pretty cool to finish Dan Brown's book this morning because I read an epilogue and now I get to work on the epilogue for my project. So, I don't know, it's still really surreal to be finishing this project. So let me show you my digital library for a second. Brief little tour here. We have box set of The Arrow, box set of The Flash, box set of Suits, The Office, season 1 of Mad Men, my Spider-Man DVDs, I have the Tobey Maguire films, Andrew Garfield, the new animated series that I just got, Into the Spider-Verse that I just got, and No Way Home, so I'm missing a couple of those Tom Holland films as well as the second Spider-Verse. The Star Wars box set that I just got, which is 4, 5, and 6, Wicked, and the Rent live on Broadway. I really like being able to have box sets for the series that I really cherish or that mean a lot to me, which is why I have them for Arrow, Flash, Suits, and The Office, because those are all series that have been very significant to me and in my life, and so I like to have the box sets for those series. So now I'm thinking we'll do a little mini writing sprint. Not even a writing sprint, it's more just gonna be let me try and write for maybe 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna go to a farmer's market and let's try and start the epilogue. Let's do that. Let's break this into pieces. Let's start the epilogue. Alright vlog, I am back from the farmer's market and I had to go get my favorite salad. It's got plant-based chicken, non-dairy feta, and pickles, and it's like my favorite thing at the moment. And now we are gonna go visit some family, and I will catch you tonight when we might work on the epilogue more. I don't know. Maybe. I want to. That's what we're here for. You're not here to listen to me, yeah, but here I am. Alright. Let's go. The day has come. Today I am determined to finish the epilogue, therefore finishing the first draft of the YA Rivals to Lovers contemporary romance novel. I'm getting more used to saying that now. But today is a very big day. We started the epilogue yesterday. I did not write very much, but we started the epilogue yesterday, and today is the day that we finish the epilogue and finish the draft. This is still so surreal. I don't think when I finish it, I'm gonna believe that it's actually finished. And I mean, obviously it's not, because then there's gonna be draft 2, 3, 4, however many drafts there end up being, but the first draft is such a big step in the process and such an exciting step in the process, and I cannot believe we are here, so there's only one thing left to do. I am ready to go. I'm so excited for this. I've been thinking about the characters and the story, and I've been listening to some story-inspiring songs while getting ready this morning. So, all is good. Let's do it. I'm done. Alright, it is now the afternoon. I attended to an odd job I had to do, had some lunch. I just tried the Goodles vegan mac and cheese for the first time and was very pleasantly surprised by how good it was. Did a workout, changed my clothes because I was a sweaty mess. Made a smoothie and it actually worked this time. And now I was thinking maybe we could do a little tech unboxing. If you've been watching the vlogs, recently I brought a cord for my microphone so that I could have a handheld mic while using this camera. I bought the wrong cord and now I got another one. Wow! Okay, big reveal right here. Let's plug this into the mic section. I think it's gonna fit. Okay, it fit. I don't think it's doing anything though. Hang on. So it didn't work. No direct handheld microphone yet. The moment has arrived. This will be our final writing session of the first draft of the YA Rivals to Lovers contemporary romance novel. I'm getting better at saying that. I just looked at the little table of contents of all the chapters from start to finish on the side, and it's wild to see epilogue and to see all the chapters and to think about where this started and how far this project has come since then, how many extra chapters ended up getting added, how I've gotten to know these characters and to love these characters, and how incredible of a feeling that has been, how many wonderful writing sessions I've had with this project, and just wonderful times, and how much I am looking forward to but cannot believe that we are going into the revising phase. part 1. So without further ado, we don't even need to set a timer because we are that close to finishing this epilogue. Let's turn on one of our playlists and let's write this. Let's finish this book. Wait. On February 13th, 2025, one day before Valentine's Day, I decided that I wanted to try delving into more of a romance-based project. So I pulled an idea out of my back pocket that had been on my mind for a while and decided to give it a go. 165 days later, after 5 months and 15 days of writing, I have now completed what is the first draft of a novel. When I started this project, I don't think I was expecting to fall in love with it as much as I did, to get to know these characters so well, to have them feel so real and so tangible, and to really enjoy and learn to trust the process. I don't think I ever expected to have such a fast turnaround on the first draft of this project, nor did I expect it to be over 100,000 words. I wasn't even expecting to make it a thing, I don't think, until sometime in the future. And I didn't expect to have such a good time getting to know these characters, being able to relate to these characters, having them feel so tangible, and just each of their stories to feel so important and so relevant to this larger story. I know that I'm rambling, but as you saw last night, I was really just rendered speechless by the implications of finishing this project. Our final word count for draft number 1 is 122,400 words, and that feels unreal. The whole thing feels unreal, but I just had such a good time. Even in the hard times, even when there was writer's block, even when there were days that I was frustrated with how little I was writing, or days where I was frustrated because I just wanted to keep writing nonstop. I had such a good time with this first draft. Part of me feels a sigh of relief in having a first draft done, and the other part of me is a little overwhelmed with the implications of how much editing and revisions I want to put into this project. If anything, the hardest part is going to be trying to put space between now and the time that I start revising, because part of me wants to delve right back in and the other part of me does need a break. Thank you so much for watching this writing vlog and for finishing the first draft of my YA Rivals to Lovers contemporary romance novel with me. I truly hope that you enjoyed writing with me, and as always, you are more than welcome to stick around for more videos. Writing, reading, theater, yo-yos, I gotta do the list. Anyways, thank you for watching.